Alright, so let's talk about this next type of question where in this case we're given a term in the sequence and the common ratio, but not given the first term. So first thing we need to do is let's talk about this equation. We're going to fill in what we can. So here remember f of n is equal to f of 1 times ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. Okay, we don't have the first term here, but we do have that the fifth term is 17. So I can replace the 5, the n for 5, and the f of n for 17 because 17 is the term and 5 is the position. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace this with 17. I'm going to leave f of 1 times the ratio, which is negative 0.4. It's a negative, raised to the 5 minus 1. And so then I'm going to go ahead and work out this negative, see it's a negative 0.4 raised to the 5 minus 1. All right, and we get this 0.256. So 17 is equal to f of 1 times 0.0256. Now to get this f of 1 by itself, we're going to divide by 0.0256. And I'm going to divide this 17 by it. 17 divided by 0.0256. And we get 664.0625 as the first value. Okay. And so that is our first term. So now that we found what the first term is and we have the ratio, we can find the 12th term. Okay, so we have to plug this all back in a second time. So this time we're going to do f of n is equal to the first term, which is 664.0625. And we're going to multiply that by the ratio, which is negative 0.4, raised to the 12 minus 1 power. And then we're going to plug that straight into the calculator. So, let's see, we're going to do 664.0625. We're going to multiply that by negative 0.4. We're going to raise that number to 12 minus 1. And we're going to press enter. And we come out with the fact that f of 12 is approximately, again I'm going to use that wavy equal sign, is approximately negative 0.029. We'll go with 029, okay? And so that is the answer that we're looking for. So a few extra steps here, and it gives you the steps. Okay, you're going to write the formula, you're going to plug in the values that we do have, and we're going to solve for the first term. Then we're going to rewrite the formula and substitute for the value that we're looking for and simplify. Okay, so here we have, same thing over here, the fifth term of the geometric sequence, and we have, is what we're looking for, we have the seventh term is negative 113, and we have the ratio. So f of n is equal to f of 1 times r raised to the n minus 1. So I have the seventh position, the n is 7, and the term is negative 113. So I'm going to plug in negative 113 is equal to f of 1 times our ratio, which was 6, and n minus 1, 7 minus 1. So here I'm going to work this out first. So I'm going to do 6 raised to 7 minus 1. And I get 46,656. So 46,656 times f of 1. And now I have to divide this. Okay, and so I do negative 113 divided by 46,656. And I get that my f of 1 value is approximately, okay, again, we don't have an exact answer, but it's approximately negative 0.0024. Okay, and that's the value that we're going to use for f of 1. So I'm going to plug this back in. This time, remember, I'm looking for the fifth term. So f of 5 is equal to first term, negative 0.0024, times the ratio of 6 raised to 5 minus 1. And we plug all of that in, straight in, to the calculator. And we get that answer times, let's see, we're going to use negative 0.0024 times 6 raised to the 5 minus 1 power, and we get f of 5 is approximately, again, because we used an approximation right here, negative 3.11. Okay, and so we end up with this negative 3.11 answer. All right, now the last little section here asks you, what do you know about geometric sequences? Use diagrams, examples, and words to show what you know. So this is your space to kind of journal what we've talked about. So go ahead and fill this part in. And then on the back side are some example problems that you're going to work on your own. So let's think this through real fast. Numbers 1 through 6 are asking you to tell, is it a geometric sequence or not? So you're going to need to look at your definitions here on the front side and decide, you know what, are these going to be, do they have a common ratio or not? Is there a multiplication of a constant number that's happening here? Okay. And if it is, tell me what that R is. So yes or no. If the answer is yes, give the R value. Okay. Now down here, you have to find the next 3 terms. And so we did this on the back of that first sheet. We talked about how to find the next terms in this section right here. So use those notes to help you with numbers 7 through 12. And then 13 through 18, you need to write the equation. So that is also on the back of that first sheet here at the bottom. You've got all of this about how to write in the equations. All of that is there. And then 19 and 20 are an example of a word problem. But you can also work those out the same as you did on numbers 13 through 18. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. If you need me to check your answers, just let me know and I can do that for you. All right. If you think of anything else you need, let me know.